All right. Hello, everyone. How is everyone doing? Hopefully good. I want to welcome everyone. We are recording this, so if you registered or if you know of somebody who could benefit from this information after the fact, we're happy to share the link. Uh, Christine and I want to welcome everyone to our second Indulge and Maintain Avoid the Holiday Gain webinar, backed by popular demand. We did it in November, and we're offering it again for everyone in December as well. So, we've clearly entered the holiday season, and it's very important for us to remember that we can enjoy the food and festivities without the guilt. I'm Julie Brown, and alongside with Christine Van Diest, we're here to help guide you on maintaining your well being during this festive time. Today, we're going to explore strategies that allow you to savor the holiday moments while taking care of yourself. So, time to dive in. There we go. There we go. Maybe. There we go. So, Christine, I'll let you introduce yourself first.
You bet. And Christine Van Diest, and I love helping people dial in just healthy habits, whether it's mindset, it's nutrition, it's movement and exercise. I think for me, it's something I really struggled with back in the day. And so just helping people, whatever it's one consistent step at a time, and a personal trainer, nutrition coach, but just helping people with their mindset. It's been such a gift to step into people's lives and have them lean in and do this together. So grateful for you, Julie, and what you provide and offer.
Thank you. I'm Julie Brown. For those of you that don't know me, I'm a functional medicine nurse practitioner. I have over 25 years of healthcare experience, and having been on the patient side and the provider side through my own personal journey, have the passion to open my own practice, get certified in functional medicine because I, as the patient, was dismissed by several specialists and told it was just high stress all in my head. And come to find out with some additional functional medicine testing, I got to the root cause, got the answer, and have been symptom free ever since. So I'm very passionate about letting you know that I hear you, I see you, and believe you. And I want you to have practical daily tools that you can use to finally thrive instead of just survive. This is just a quick disclaimer. Christine and I always have this at the very beginning. This is for educational purposes. Obviously, it's not meant to, establish a client-patient relationship. If you have questions, Christine and I are here for you. Happy to answer those questions. Yeah.
I don't see any slides.
Oh, that would,
Okay,
yeah. Let me
there you
see.
go.
I have done that one other time, and people are like, "Well, you're just so engaging. I just, didn't even realize." How's that? Should be on in a second. Okay. Can you see him? Okay, good. Okay, thank you for letting me know. You guys are like, great. All right. So please consult with your healthcare provider or functional medicine provider if you have any questions about supplements that you should be adding or eliminating. We always want to make sure that there's that medication supplement interaction checking to make sure that there's no issues or concerns. But we're here for you. If you have any questions, just let us know. We also have our information at the end of the slide deck and in the resources that you will be receiving after the webinar. All righty, here we go. So we've all been there during the holiday season. If you've been following me on social media, there's that 3 to 5 pound on average weight gain that we all seem to feel like is just inevitable and it's just, okay, we'll just tackle that, in January. The tricky part though is that those extra pounds can take months to shed, even though it's just one Christmas party or 2 weekends of Christmas parties or holiday parties, work parties to put that extra weight on. It adds stress when you're really trying to just enjoy the holidays. So this year, Christine and I were hoping to help you change the narrative. We want to aim to savor the holidays without that added stress of weight gain. We're going to help you explore how you can indulge mindfully and maintain that balance. Balance is probably going to be my keyword for 2026. Making the holidays a time of joy and relaxation and not worry. That there's a reason why weight gain happens primarily in our midsection, and it's that stubborn added belly fat, especially as we age, that just won't go away now. And so what takes a couple weeks to pack on can take months, if at all, to come off. And it's those darn cortisol monsters that we're going to talk about. So it's time to dive into some practical strategies. The holidays are, a key time for celebration, not deprivation. This is what Christine and I really want you to hear. So the key message is to skip the resentment, not the dessert. So time for celebration, not deprivation. We're going to focus on 5 main strategies to help you enjoy the holidays while staying on track. First and foremost, balanced blood sugar. This is crucial for maintaining energy and mood. And this is not just for our pre-diabetic, diabetic patients and clients. This is for everyone. This is critical for everyone. Next, mindful eating, being aware of what and how much you're consuming is really important. Some simple swaps, finding healthier alternatives without feeling deprived. You can have that dessert, and we're going to tell you how. Smarter indulgence, choosing the treats that give you the most joy. So it's not a don't have to. And finally, prioritizing protein. If you know Christine and I, we are protein queens. We love the protein topic. Protein helps keep you feel full and balanced. We need protein every single day. And this is a fun fact that I feel like most people that I come in contact with, and I think Christine could probably agree, is that we don't store protein. We store carbs and fats, but we don't store protein, and our body needs protein every single day. So daily intentional intake is absolutely critical. Our goal is to enjoy the holidays without the added stress and weight gain as we're focusing on these strategies listed here. And we're about to go into each of those. Why this matters. We've all experienced the holiday roller coaster, the sugar spikes followed by that inevitable energy crash. And the classic one typically is that Thanksgiving meal, and then everybody just like passes out on the couch or recliners in front of football. These crashes leave us feeling tired and hungry. And again, those pesky cortisol monsters are tied to that increased belly fat. We have cortisol receptors throughout our entire body, but the biggest concentration of them are, you guessed it, in our belly, our abdomen. So hence that belly fat with hormone changes, the increased sugar content, and unbalanced stress. Cortisol is our fight or flight hormone. So actual or perceived stress, even healthy holiday stress, just increases that uptake in those cortisol receptors around our abdomen and belly. But here's the good news. Christine and I are going to give you some practical tools to apply each and every day. It's important to keep our blood sugar stable first and foremost because that directly feeds into those cortisol monsters. It helps support a steady mood, consistent energy levels, and healthy metabolism. And best of all, allows you to continue to wear those comfy jeans you love to be in all season long. This is one of my favorite topics. So, the exciting world of the continuous glucose monitor, or CGM as I call it. This little device is quite remarkable. It gives you blood sugar readings every 5 minutes, and you don't have to prick your finger every time. It literally is a device, and we're going to show you on the webinar. We're going to do a live demo, but it's a device that you put on the back of your arm, and it's giving you real-time data every 5 minutes over a 10 to 14-day window. This is typically the magic bullet in my private practice. Most patients will say, oh, I've been told my blood sugar is fine. I don't need that. I only have one patient in 2 years that truly didn't need it, and we didn't find extreme value in them having it for just at least that one sensor 10 to 14 days. So it's really awesome to have that real-time insight on how your body responds to different factors. So it's not just about the food you eat, the stress you experience, how well you slept or didn't sleep, movement versus being sedentary or sickness or just being under the weather and being around people that are sick. The CGM teaches us invaluable lessons about our bodies. It's not just about the numbers, but it's about understanding how these things I just mentioned actually impact you. It's not just food, it's movement, sleep, stress, illness. So now to truly appreciate the power of the CGM, we're going to transition into a live demo, and then I'm going to follow that with some real live patient data and examples to show you how those patients turned insights into action.
Woohoo! Okay.
Yeah.
I have never done this. So I'm very excited, intrigued. And I think I've watched my friend Michelle, who is with me right now, and I've listened to you, Julie, been on some lab reviews. And I think for me, it's just real hard data. Like if someone wants to jump on and understand macronutrients, they get on MyFitnessPal, which is a free app to understand that. This to me is something of hard data. Not just what the foods I eat, but especially how I move. Are the things that I'm doing too much or too little, causing stress, sleep, and all of that combined. So I've got my little stello.com. I ordered one box. My husband is going to put his on tomorrow. And I've already, with the help of Michelle, I have cleaned my area. So I'm just going to open it and then I will put it kind of more on this, like right here, right? Fatty part. Let me get the little push in. Yep. And that's it. That was so easy. And I seriously didn't even feel a thing. And then I have my little protector that I'll put over it afterward. But this to me, I'm excited. So for 10 to 14 days, and I'm actually tomorrow starting a Trainerize, like a group, a 30-day challenge with a bunch of women. And I will be able to give them some real-time data of what is happening for me in 10 to 12 days to really give them some perspective that could be beneficial for them. Thank you so much, Julie.
I'm going to stop sharing the screen for just a moment so that you can quickly just show that. That way they see your face on the screen and just show them like the device and where you put it.
Okay, so push it in. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, so just show them the device. Add like the container and then put it. Yeah. Perfect. Yep.
And then show them like this. How I did it?
Yep.
So I just pushed it in.
Great.
And then I just pushed this button. So I pressed it against and then put my button, and that's what happened. Awesome. Is that good?
Awesome. Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Share my screen again. Okay. All right, can everybody see the CGM case study screen? I think so. Yes. Okay. All right. So I'm going to have Michelle, just if she's willing, to jump on really quick. I want her to give her story. So many people find that using a CGM opens their eyes to how their lifestyle choices impact their blood sugar levels. One interesting area is intermittent fasting. I get that question a lot. Is it helpful? Is it not helpful? Should I fast before I work out? Should I not fast before I work? Or should I fuel myself before my workout or not? So while it's a popular health trend, some find that it can actually lead to overnight lows, which is what Michelle experienced. And when those blood sugar levels drop unexpectedly during sleep, that can be unsettling for both the provider and the patient, depending on how low they go. This is where we discovered the use of adaptogens like ashwagandha, rhodiola, lemon balm. So I'm going to let Michelle kind of give her intro as a first-time user. She's already used another one. And then I will give her data and feedback after that.
All right. Thanks, Julie.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I was mostly just curious about a CGM and the blood sugar. I have been told in the past I'm hypoglycemic, so I know that I had gotten that under control during the day with my protein, but I didn't know that I was low. I wouldn't have known ever. I was always just getting up to pee, and Julie kept saying that's probably your low blood sugar alerting you to get up. And so it was really, really, I can't stress enough how amazing it was to work with Julie so that she could read all of these things to let me know what was too low and what I should try. I had no idea what to try. And so lo and behold, it was really an adaptogen tea with some cinnamon that has helped stabilize my blood sugar in the evening. And she can show you all of that. But I loved working with Julie. I loved problem solving. I loved seeing it in real time. It was really helpful.
Thank you. And Michelle, real quick, tell everyone the specific cinnamon that is the most important and priority one that we should be for low blood sugar. Or to balance.
Is it I don't even know how to pronounce it.
Ceylon.
Okay. Ceylon. Like Ceylan or something like that. Yeah.
I saw you put that. I was like,
yes.
Even pick one.
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah, and so with that, the Ceylon cinnamon is actually the best for lowering our glycemic index and for balancing our blood sugar. Commonly, it's the purest and best quality. Saigon cinnamon ends up being the one that we see or purchase at the grocery store, and it actually can make your blood sugar index, like make it a little worse. So the Ceylon one, or Ceylon cinnamon, is actually the best, purest to help balance our blood sugars and not contribute to higher blood sugars. So every cinnamon type is not made equal. And to talk about Michelle's specific data point. So first, like when she first put it on, we noticed that initial spike. She was doing intermittent fasting, and then I saw the really low at 3 o'clock in the morning with the lowest reading of being 48. Being an ICU trauma flight nurse in my past, I was like, oh my gosh, like low blood sugars give me chest pain. And so we talked through that. We talked about intermittent fasting. We talked about protein before bed. We talked about adaptogenic herbs through capsules, supplements, or the rest and rewind tea is just magical and amazing. It's got the 5-HTP in it and the lemon balm. And that's just been awesome. So through monitoring over the 10 to 14 days, through talking about trends with sleep, wake up, restorative sleep, not intermittent fasting, protein before bed. Anytime I recommend protein before bed, depending on what your numbers are telling me and guiding me, people are like, there's no way I would eat before I go to bed. I stop eating at 6, or why would I do that? And it's all about the numbers. And what's the beauty of the CGM is it's all about you. Like I could line up, your entire family and put a CGM on all of you, and you're going to respond differently. So instead of waiting once a year to see your hemoglobin A1C or your fasting glucose, this is giving us invaluable information real time. So the key takeaways with her were that maybe intermittent fasting was not providing the best glucose balance. The adaptogenic tea at bedtime gave me less chest pain because her numbers did not dip so lowly overnight. And as the provider, I am able to see your data automatically. It flows to my provider dashboard. And I was grateful to hear that she was not seeing the exact precise low numbers. Only I could see those. She could just see that she was going low. But we talked through that and things are way better. And I'm just so happy to have the opportunity to just help people, optimize their overall health because most people just don't realize it because you just don't have those data points all the time. You're just getting your labs done once a year. All right. So these are two of my actual patients. Thank you, Michelle, for sharing all of that. I appreciate you letting me share your personal story. These are two of my actual patients as well. I put a CGM on everyone. Again, I've only had one patient that truly I had to eat my words, and he did not actually need it. His numbers were exactly perfect. Everyone else has had amazing insight and had um, significant improvement, not even thinking that they had a glucose problem. So I did pick a male patient and a female patient. So I'm going to start with the male patient, patient A. He had really high BMI. He's got two twin daughters in law school, super high stress job, using tons of over the counter protein and supplement products, was practicing calorie restriction, but had horrific lipid panel. He was feeling super frustrated, just Googling, Instagramming, TikToking, what's the latest, greatest, buying, and just kind of like throwing spaghetti at the wall. Uh, and in contrast, I had patient B, who is a female physician. She was also calorie restricting, using Amazon supplements because it's super convenient. I mean, sometimes they are at your doorstep within hours. And engaging in F45 workouts because she was still, like most of us, burn more than you consume was kind of her mindset. She's also experiencing weight loss resistance and sharing similar frustrations as my male patient A. So I reviewed his supplements, daily routines, nutrition, sleep, stress, movement, all the things that Christine and I always do, all of the lifestyle things. It's never just one thing. And he made some healthier swaps. He's still a work in progress, though, but we're making some good progress. The most significant, and I'm the most proud of, is his cholesterol panel in just 2 months using the Shaklee cholesterol regimen. Just in 2 months, significantly better. So reducing his cardiovascular risk enormously. He's reporting better energy levels, shocker, returning to his workouts, improving nutrition, and he's sleeping better. So I'm really excited to hopefully in the next webinar we can talk about like his 6 month, not just his 2 month mark. The female physician I was talking about, she upgraded to more, I should say, upgraded to quality supplements because on Amazon you're not guaranteed to get what's on the label. Reduced her high intensity interval training, which is so counterintuitive for my perimenopausal, menopausal women. What worked in their 20s and early 30s actually is doing the opposite for them right now. And they're like, no, I need to burn more than I consume. And I'm like, please trust me, please trust me. So she reduced her high intensity interval training. She incorporated some bar, Pilates, walking after meals, started using the adaptogens that we talked about, like with Michelle. And she is rewriting her family history of type 2 diabetes. She, even being a well-known physician, she just thought, well, I'm going to have it and I'm just going to just manage it the best that I can. And so I've said this before. Um, Genetics loads the gun, but really daily choices is truly what pulls the trigger. And so there's so many people that I know, they just think, well, type 2 diabetes runs in my family. It is what it is, and it's going to be a lifelong sentence. It's 100% reversible. 100% reversible. We just have to have that data so we can be proactive and help you live your best life, because type 2 diabetes is not a life sentence. Just making sure I got, oh, the other thing. Uh, Type 3 diabetes is essentially Alzheimer's. So it's too much sugar for your brain. And so managing blood sugar and having that insight now instead of waiting, 10 to 20 years down the road, your choices that you're making now impact your longevity and health uh, in the next 10 to 20 years. It's not what happened in choices you're making in your 60s. It's the choices you were making in your 30s and 40s that pave the path for your 60s. So, blood sugar is something that every one of us can manage and optimize, and that little handy dandy biosensor for 10 to 14 days can really be life changing. Clearly, it's one of my passion points. Okay. All right. So we'll move on from there because I don't, this wasn't a CGM webinar, but it is a very critical piece. So with or without the CGM, you can still make amazing choices just in the order of eating and its impact on balancing and managing blood sugars. First and foremost, start with protein. So literally the order, so you can have your plate of all the various things, and the order of how you eat it matters. So protein first, protein first. This stabilizes your blood sugar, preventing those crazy spikes that you'll get. Next, you'll move on to your veggies, which provide those essential nutrients and fiber. Carbs and sweets are okay. Just do the protein and the veggies first, and you don't have to do 100% of all of that and then save your carbs for last. Just start with the protein and veggies first, and that helps kind of dampen that initial response to, the glucose surging or spiking. Um, Remember to hydrate between meals. This is another important one. Um, you go to a restaurant, you go out to eat, and you're on your second glass of water, you're on your basket of, cheese fries or chips or bread before the actual main meal with the protein comes. So all of that is affecting your energy levels, it's affecting your digestion, because if you're drinking a ton of water or fluids before you actually are consuming your meal, you're diluting those stomach acids that are needed to properly digest the food. So hydrating between meals is super important. You can absolutely drink your favorite beverage and water with meals, but I say like the bulk of hydration should be between, so that your stomach acid levels are adequate to maintain and digest properly. Because if not, the food just this is kind of gross, but like the food will just sit and ferment if there's not enough stomach acid to digest it properly. And when food is fermenting, it's building gas, like that bacteria is gas producing. And so then that makes you crampy and uncomfortable and all of those things. So, next, aim for half your plate to be protein and veggies, and then the other half carbs. Uh, and then dessert. So you can have the dessert, but have it last or have protein first. So for example, if you're going to a holiday party that you know is just going to be, it's later in the evening, it's just going to be all the yummy, delicious desserts, then have like a handful of pistachios or some protein with you and then consume that before you go into the party. First of all, you're probably not going to be as hungry and eat as much, but you're going to have set yourself up for success by having that protein first. All right, smart swaps. So this kind of segues into the 28-page resource that Christine and I created for you all, going through mocktails, cocktails, appetizers, main meals, and desserts. So these are just some simple ones that I listed on here for the purpose of the webinar, but the 28-page guide for you has all of them with the recipes and pictures and all of that included. So tons of examples of easy things that you can swap out. So like for eggnog, for example, consider the light eggnog with unsweetened milk, and that Ceylon cinnamon is the best one for lower glycemic index. For the cheese and cracker plate, which I'm a huge fan of, consider veggie board with hummus or guac. So that's going to be a much healthier swap out. Uh, the next would be for the candied sweet potatoes. Think about roasting them with olive oil and some cinnamon, as this keeps the sweetness, but also offers a healthier twist for you. And then the pecan pie. So trade that for a yummy apple crisp made with oats and walnuts. It's just a little bit healthier, and who doesn't love apple pie? That's a crowd pleaser typically. And don't forget, by registering for the webinar, you will be getting that 28-page guide in your 24-hour post webinar email. But if you're sharing this webinar with somebody in the future, just reach out to Christine and I, and we're happy to give you the PDF link for that at that time. I'm going to pause for a second. Christine, do you have anything to say? I just keep going on and on.
No, I think it's excellent. And I think to me, it's, and you'll get to this, but I feel like writing notes down, like what is the one thing after this, webinar, what is the one thing that you're going to focus on? Because it's so much information, but think about one thing that you'll do this next week to really dial in some habits that can be consistent. And then maybe it's just the order of what you eat. And I think like what you said, it's not like you have to finish your protein, then finish your veggies to get to your dessert, but at least the first few bites is protein first. If you go to a happy hour, go straight to the charcuterie or to the place that has the meat and the protein first, and then, have the fruit or the crackers and cheese. But yeah, I think it's just if someone just thinks the order of operations, I think that's a really healthy start.
Yeah. Thank you. Well, and here we go. Good job. First, it's a simple rule without a big impact. We're going to just, this is what Christine and I focus on the most. So beginning your meal with protein can help prevent those dreaded holiday blood sugar spikes. Remember, you store carbs and fats, not protein. So it's important to consume protein daily to truly optimize your overall health. So the other thing is, by the protein actually keeps you fuller longer, and it allows you to truly savor your meal without constantly reaching for those additional snacks. So if you are going to just that dessert party, like I said, just make sure you armor yourself up with some protein first. And I guarantee you're not going to have near as much as you would have traditionally. So it's not just about staying full. Protein supports your metabolism, your lean muscle, hormone balance, which is a whole nother topic that I love as well. Super important when life gets hectic during the holidays. It helps anchor your plate, letting you really enjoy the treats in a balanced way without the guilt. It's really important that you hear from Christine and I that we want you to really enjoy the holiday season and enjoy the things that you love without that guilt and resentment after. Protein also helps dramatically reduce the roller coaster effect of those sugar-laden meals that we have from basically Halloween through the 1st of January through New Year's. So it helps really stabilize your mood and energy, so you can get off that roller coaster and you can say goodbye to those afternoon crashes, which you're then chasing with additional snacks, napping, and it's just this vicious roller coaster. We personally, and I can speak to this myself, and Christine will be, because now she's got her biosensor on, she's got her CGM. Shaklee's protein, I've tried lots of different kinds of protein, and Shaklee's protein, I am beautiful green. I have no spikes, no crashes with my blood sugar. I usually wear my CGM like once every 3 months. I'm not diabetic. I'm just being proactive and spot checking. And anytime I utilize Shaklee's protein, 5-day reset, any of those things, my blood sugar is, because it's protein focused and it's pure quality protein. It has all 9 essential amino acids for muscle metabolism and satiety. I'm saying that wrong. So, but basically you feel satisfied. That's what I'm trying to say. And the cool thing about Shaklee's protein is that you can mix it in water and it still tastes great. There are all these other, like, they taste almost too grainy or weird, but if you mix it with actual like coconut milk or almond milk, it's like a milkshake. It's almost too much. And you need to do like half water and half of the your preferred milk. So it's delicious. I think you guys get that point at this point. It's ultra clean, non-GMO, gluten-free, low glycemic index, no artificial sweeteners, colors, or questionable fillers. It's powered by leucine to support muscle maintenance, especially helpful, and this is a hot topic right now, with weight loss in people who are using GLP-1s. So we want to love everybody up and where they're at and on their journey. And it is important. Protein is a huge piece of that to help support people on the journey that they're on. And supporting the GLP-1 users, it's really important that they're not losing muscle, that they're maintaining muscle, but also supporting that weight loss, that fat loss, because that's going to help their overall longevity and metabolic health. So this is a great protein. So if anybody has questions, Christine and I are happy to answer those questions. Just looking at our notes real quick to make sure I didn't miss anything. All right. Christine, do you want to say anything else about the Shaklee protein before I move on?
No, it's great. I think you just have to sample it, and they always have a money back guarantee. So if you don't like the flavor as much, or if something's up, you're not stuck, but you have to try it if you've never tried it.
Yeah. Yeah. And the other thing also with, I kind of like briefly mentioned it with the 5 day reset. That'll be available at the beginning of the year, but it is something that, it's a 5 day reset. And it's protein focused. So the goal is 100 grams of protein a day. And then during a season like this, and this is just food for thought for next year, or if you're going through a season of there's a lot of birthday parties or whatever, you can utilize tools like the 5 day reset, which are protein focused for just one day at a time. So if you just need for 20, it's been a crazy weekend of a lot of birthday parties or whatever, and you want to just leverage one day to like just reset everything. The 5 day reset, you don't have to do it in a 5 day stretch. I mean, that's kind of how it is, but you can literally just take one day, one box out, and just kind of rest and reset for 24 hours. So that's another great way to use that 5 day reset. All right, movement. This is very much underrated. So, because of the most common thing we do after we eat is we go and sit down and watch TV or cuddle up with a book, or movement is typically not what we do immediately after we eat. And for our blood sugar, it's critical. So, this is a very, very powerful habit, just moving 5 to 10 minutes after we eat. If you live, I'm in Florida and Christine's in Colorado. So sometimes the weather doesn't permit for an outdoor walk after dinner. But it's amazing. Just 5 to 10 minutes of movement after you eat lowers your blood sugar. It aids in digestion and it really helps to reduce that like stress and bloating that can happen after we eat because you're moving your body. It's like truly magical for your metabolism. If you are in those colder climates like Christine, and let's say it's snowing heavily outside, you can go up and down the stairs. You can do 30 air squats. If you have younger kids or grandkids, you can do that like dance party in the kitchen. They love that. So just even marching in place for 5 to 10 minutes is huge for that blood sugar regulation. And if you're wearing a CGM, I dare you to try it. You will
You
see.
will see.
Don't move
Don't move
after a
after a
meal.
meal. See what your sugar is.
And
And
move
you move.
5 minutes after a meal and see what your blood sugar is.
No, I'm super excited to see this in action. And then also, my quick question is right after meal, like I finish my meal, I put my dishes in the sink, and then I put on my shoes. I should go right away, or even within 10 to 15 minutes. Is that too late? Like, what is the time domain after your meal?
I would say if you do it within 15 to 20 minutes of eating, you should see that positive cause and effect. Yeah. I know because you kind of think about like when we were younger, I'm sure you guys know what I'm about to say, is that if we were going to go swimming, your parents were like, you can't go swimming right away. Like that, you have to wait at least 20 minutes to let your food digest before you go back in the pool. So yeah, I would say within 15 to 20 minutes, you're still going to see the benefit. But I encourage you to test it out and see the true benefit for you with your blood sugar. All right. Uh, I hear this all the time from my patients. They're like, sleep? I mean, I can sleep later. I don't, I get 4 to 5 hours. It's plenty. Life is too busy, but really like movement, but sleep are equally important. Almost more important than the protein that Christine and I harp on is like sleep, sleep, sleep. We absolutely need our sleep. It's when we're resting and repairing. So this can significantly impact our well-being, sleeping in and catching up on the weekends. I mean, yes, I'm glad to hear that you're trying to get a little extra on the weekends, but ideally, consistent daily predictable sleep is best for you to be fully restored. Most of us don't get enough sleep, and this affects, our bodies. It produces more hunger hormones. So yeah, like you're gonna struggle more with blood sugar issues, food cravings, hormone imbalances when we're not getting adequate sleep. So similarly, when we're like stressed, we tend to crave sugary treats. These are natural responses, but they will actually throw us off. And just focusing on sleep first and foremost can make a really big difference. Remember those cortisol gremlins I was talking about? And then Michelle was talking about how she's waking up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom because she thought that's what most of us think. Oh, no, I just had to go to the bathroom. That's why I woke up. It's normally cortisol and blood sugar. So I see the cortisol gremlins coming from your adrenal glands and knocking like little kids, 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, knocking on the liver saying, I want to play, I want to play, I want to play. Like the liver's the mom, I want to play. And the liver's like, no, it's bedtime, go back to sleep. And the cortisol gremlins come back over, I want to play, I want to play, I want to play. It's like, no, no. So finally, the liver will release glucose to be like, here, go play, leave me alone, I'm trying to sleep. Well, normally, whether it's high or low, those blood sugar changes are what cause you to wake up, especially if it's in that 1 to 4 a.m. time window. So it's just super important. Yes, we likely need to go to the bathroom, but most people think that that's the reason why they woke up, and it's almost always a cortisol or glucose issue that's waking you up. Those adaptogenic herbs, like we talked about, are game changers because it really helps manage your cortisol, manage your blood sugar, and helps you have more restorative sleep. So, all three things are natural ways to help you adapt to those stressors, which then sets you up for success for the next day when you're getting more restorative sleep. So, making time to unwind is crucial. It's not oh, let me just squeeze in 5 hours of sleep. It needs to be a priority for everyone. If you struggle with falling asleep, staying asleep, those are things Christine and I can help talk you through. But journaling, stretching, focusing on, breathing exercises, making sure you're not eating too close to bedtime, like those heavy meals, not having alcohol too close to bedtime, and making sure in that 30 to 60 minutes before we go to sleep that we're not exposing ourselves to blue light through TV, through phone, through iPad, laptop, not working on those crazy work projects for the next day at 9:30 at night. Ideally, give your brain about an hour or two to truly start to unwind will serve you very well for your hormones, your stress, and your blood sugar. We're almost done. So, mindset. This kind of tying it all together. It's a huge, powerful tool at our disposal to be very intentional. We felt when we were creating this webinar, we wanted to make sure that we hopefully are communicating to all of you that we want to embrace the idea of no food guilt. There's a lot of food guilt that surrounds the holidays. And it's okay. We want you to enjoy your favorite treats. We all are going to enjoy our favorite treats, but still having that health goal mindset. So the key is intentional choices. And hopefully we've empowered you with a few helpful tools to be able to feel like you're like, I got this, and I'm gonna keep my favorite jeans on, and I'm gonna enjoy my dessert and my favorite cocktail, and do it with zero resentment or zero guilt. We want you to make memories, not stress, over this holiday season. And by approaching, this season with a positive mindset, you can empower yourself to enjoy every moment without those unnecessary pressures because this isn't a wonderful, joyous time for some of us, depending on if there's any grief surrounding the holiday time. So there's that guilt and stress, and then there's the food, and then the hosting and the presents, and there's so many things. And so we hope that you're walking away with some positive tips, tricks, and tools, and know that Christine and I are here for you for whatever questions you have along the way. Our emails will be here. Just reach out to whoever shared this webinar with you, and they can connect you with us to help support you on this health and wellness journey. All right, so we're wrapping up. Here are some actionable steps to take away from the webinar today. So first and foremost, you got it. Balance each meal with protein first, fiber, and a bit of fun. This not only supports your health, but also brings joy to your meals. Secondly, remember the basics. Drink plenty of water with some electrolytes. Try to do that in between your meals, not primarily with your meals. Move your body daily, especially after meals, and prioritize good sleep. So these foundational habits are essential for feeling your absolute best. And thirdly, use the CGM as a real-time guide. Christine and I are here for you to help. I mean, I cannot wait to hear what her thoughts are and walk with her over the next 10 to 14 days to kind of shed that light on what her numbers are telling us. But it does provide valuable insight into your body's unique responses, helping you make informed decisions, especially when it's paired with trusted health coaches and providers like myself. And lastly, let's skip any resentment this season, especially around food. Enjoy your desserts without guilt and focus on the positive experiences. Thank you for spending time with us today. We would love to answer any questions that any of you have before we end our call.
Great job, babe. Any questions?
Woohoo!
Well, I think question would
And that was a good one, Christine, that you had about like exactly how much time after, like, do we have to like walk immediately 5 to 10 minutes right after we get done eating, fork down on the plate, go walk, or within 15 to 20 minutes? That was good.
Oh, sorry, I was listening to one question. When is the best time if you're going to have a drink of alcohol, like wine? Like we know wine's good for your health, but when in that, let's say that process, that would be helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this one comes up as far as like what type of, like if I'm going to enjoy beverages. So the 28-page resource guide does have a lot of good mocktail options, but when it comes to cocktails, the top three are vodka, tequila, and red wine. If you're going to pick, those are the best of the three regarding blood sugar response. Um, your mixed drinks obviously they're just loaded with tons of added additional sugar. Um, I would say try to pair it with a protein. If I mean, I've been able to test this with red wine. White wine does cause my blood sugar to go up a little bit, not a lot, but if I have a glass of red wine and I'm having protein with it, like a beef stick or pistachios, for example, those are like usually my top two go to, or with like a cheese stick, it stays in the high 80s. It does not spike. But if I have it by itself, I'll creep up into the one teen. So I get almost a 20 to 30 point jump, even though it's normal. If I don't have a little bit of protein, it doesn't have to be a meal, just snack, like a handful of pistachios, a cheese stick, beef stick, something like that. I would not. Okay. Good question. Any other questions? I kept you guys a little longer. It's 45 minutes. Normally I try to stay around 40. But we did start a few minutes late. So, okay, perfect. Well, I love you all. Thank you for your support and being on. And you know how to reach out to us if you need anything.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you.
All right.
All right.
Bye,
Bye,
everyone.
everyone.